Hello, warriors. Welcome to the You Movement. I am B, and this is my spiritual awakening. Yesterday, I posted a video about moving from surviving to thriving. I think it's in the members only area. Sorry about that, but sensitive material. So I put the sensitive material videos in the members only area. You can become a member if you subscribe to the channel. I think there's like a couple different price points to become a member. Yeah, become a member. And then you have access to those videos as well. But I tell you, time is speeding up. It's very speeding up. And everything is turning like on a dime. I was talking about that tonight in tonight's Spiritual Warriors Support Group Zoom meeting. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday. And we've got a lovely small little group of women that come and we tete-a-tete, we talk and connect in about what's happening energetically in this mass awakening, this great ascension. And I'm feeling some vibes. There's a lot of vibes I'm feeling. I posted in the Spiritual Warrior Support Group some astrological thing about Mercury trined with Neptune, Mars doing something with something. Like, it's intense energy. It really is. From 1 minute to the next, the energy is shifting so dramatically. Okay, so yesterday I'm talking about, oh, it looks like everything's just magically working out for me. Yeah, no. I can only laugh at that. So I can now. Wasn't laughing earlier, mind you. Highly triggered. Because, you know, this whole manifestation process, and I was talking about this in the meeting tonight, it's like we're being tested. When you used to do art, I don't know, you'd play with Play-Doh when you were a kid. Did you ever play with Play-Doh or play with clay? And you'd build something and you're like, no, that's not how I want it to look. And then you'd roll it up into a ball and you'd try again. And so I'm going through what I'm going to name the not quite tests. Okay. I think everything's a test. And a lot of people are like, not everything's a test. I'm like, yes, it is. I don't know what kind of awakening you're on. But the awakening I'm on is like test. I think everything is a test. And if it's not a test, it's a tribulation. So I'm going through the not quite tests. And the not quite tests are when something comes in and you're like, I want that. And then you're like, oh, no, I don't. Because it's kind of good. It's kind of like awesome sounding at the beginning, and then you get into the fine print and you're like, run away. You know, prime example was, and it's a lesson in identifying it as quickly as you can, because I have been crap my whole life on holding on to things way too long, like my marriage. I should have gotten out of that before I got into it. But, you know, all that year of love bombing really messed with my head. It really did. But when you start to see that something is no longer in alignment with your highest and greatest good, that the trick is to learn the not quite test lesson and go, whoa, quick. You know, you're driving along, everything's going hunky-dory, and then there's like a squirrel in the road, and you're like, okay, maybe not a squirrel, but maybe a child, right? You want to like not hit them. But the problem is, most of us, once we've invested a lot of time, energy, and commitment, you know, I'm very committed. I should be committed. No, I shouldn't. That's a horrible joke. I have been committed. I don't want to ever do that again. No, but to get a little bit more seriously, you're going along and you invested time, you invested energy, and you've gone this way, and you're like, oh, but you know, I put so much time into it. But if you're driving the wrong direction, you're not going to get where you want to go any faster if you keep going the wrong direction. Okay, you need to learn the not quite and get off the freeway and recalibrate regardless of what your Google Maps says. So a lot of us have a navigation system like Google Maps that sometimes has a ghost in the machine and takes us way off track because it's identifying road closures that aren't actually closed and accidents that didn't really happen, or, not identifying other things. And that's because of our trauma, right? So we had a bunch of trauma, and it messed with the wiring of our navigation system. And we're like, but I've invested so much time and I really want this. And it's almost exactly what I want. It could be great if I just sacrifice this, or if I just placate that, or if I just people please this, or if I just tolerate that. Then maybe it'll be okay. And you just keep going and going and going and going and going in the wrong direction, instead of going, whoa, not quite. This is not a fit for me. I'm going to get off at the nearest exit and recalibrate and find my way to something better. Case in point, my entire marriage, man, did I stay committed to that. If I just work at it just a little bit longer, if I just try that little bit harder. Yeah, no. All that did was get me sick, really, really sick. Jobs that I've had in the past, I definitely stayed at jobs, in the first week. Okay, I worked at this one company. In the first week, I knew I wasn't a good fit. There was already conflict within the first week. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to try. I'm going to just work a little bit harder. I'm just going to, that ended in absolute tower. Okay. So when we don't get the not quite lesson and get off, what happens is eventually there's going to be a 72 car pileup that we are going to get hit by 72 cars behind us. And it's going to be brutal. So we don't want that. And I should have got out of that job sooner. The living situation that I was in prior to this one, within the first week, a dead squirrel came up to me with an omen that said, this place isn't good. But I ignored the poor squirrel. I ignored the skunk. I ignored the flea infestation. I ignored, there's so many flags I ignored. I'm like, if I just tolerate, if I just put up in, if I just, it required getting hit by bobcat vehicle. See, 72 car pileup, disaster, before I got out. So I'm actually very grateful because I was there 2 months instead of 12 months. 12 months, which was the commitment. Now, did I lose money out of it? Yep, I did. You always lose money out of every single one of these things when you don't get off the highway, because you keep investing and putting more gas in the tank and keep trying. So, if you get off sooner, then there's going to be less of a karmic tax. And so here we are again. I'm like, look, I got off that bad situation. Look at me. I'm in a good situation now. Right. And so there was some negotiations that went down today. That I was really hoping that I could ground myself into something a little bit longer term than 3 months. Because I'm currently living like a lot of us on this awakening path, because spirit take things away like false senses of security and stability and, faux homes. Because the home that we're trying to find is the home within. But so I was in negotiations today, and the energy that it is right now is on a dime. Things can go from feeling hopeful to things can go to being disastrous. So what was offered to me was going good. Oh, yes. Yeah, boom. Ooh. I sat in that bit of, and I was like, no. So at first I felt some grief, and then I was like, no, I wanted it to be different. But you have to accept what it is. If you don't accept what it is, you're not going to get off the highway. You're going to keep on going, and you're not going to get the not quite lesson. It's close, but not quite. This guy that's flirting with me, he's close. He's got a lot of good things going, but not quite. This job offer, it's close, but no, not quite. So in this in between of moving out of survival, which involves taking whatever you can get, putting up with whatever you can get, tolerating whatever you can get, because you're just holding on for dear life. So and then going into thriving, which is like, I'm a boss bitch now, and I'm going to wear my CEO hat, and I'm going to negotiate myself a deal that my inner child's going to feel safe in, because it's my job now to take care of her and make her feel safe. I'm going to negotiate myself something that's legal, ethical, responsible, fair, not going to put me in harm's way, and I'm going to negotiate myself something. And if in the negotiations, somebody doesn't meet you where you are, and there's a big divide and a big gap, then you got to go, not quite, close, so close, but not quite. So I know that God is testing me right now, and this not quite test is part of setting me up to be in a greater degree of my own personal power. Because as I step forward into the world and negotiate what is fair and in alignment and going to resonate with me, that means a lot of things aren't. Or a lot of things are going to be a kind of not quite. And so the test is, am I going to cave at the first offer? So I've been single for over 4 years. It would be coming up. I asked for my separation in December. So it's coming up to 4 years. And because somebody comes in and starts flirting with me, even though he was a super cute fireman, am I going to just cave at the first offer? Nah. Nope, not quite. Because I really want a more stabilized living environment, am I going to accept the first offer? No, not quite. Not going to do that either. So we need to be very observant of what our needs are, so that our very needs aren't used against us, aren't weaponized against us. So my need of a house, a roof through the winter, is something that somebody else could say, well, I know you really are in a dire situation. You didn't expect to be in this situation. So yeah, I'll give you what you need, but it's going to be this much money. And you're like, yeah, no, I think I can find better than that. So when we go through leveling up and stepping into our own CEO, and I made a post on Facebook saying, first I had to save myself, so I had to become my own hero, right? I became Rocky Balboa. I channeled Rocky Balboa and got myself fit enough to leave. Then I channeled my own Lisbeth from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo to get myself badass enough to escape from narcissistic abuse. Then I had to channel and be my own guru. So Yogananda I became. And became more disciplined. Then I channeled my own guide of okay, just because a doctor or somebody with a lot of letters after their name is saying this, that, or the other, no, that's not going to resonate with me. You want to diagnose me and call me depressed? No, not quite. I'm not going to accept your diagnosis. I'm going to do my research and diagnose myself as having trauma. Which resonates with me better. Just because you've got a whole bunch of education, it seems like you're not actually educated on up-to-date theory. So that's not going to work for me. So that's a no. So you start learning to say no when you step into your own power and be your own guide of no, that doesn't resonate with me. I don't accept that. Then you become your own teacher. You become your own mother. You become your own father. You become your own cheerleader. You become whatever it is that you are seeking from outside of yourself, you become that. And so right now, one of the things that I've always wanted to do was build the You Movement and be like my own badass CEO of my own company. And I can't do that. I can't do that unless I am able to negotiate myself in my own life fair deals, and get myself out of and have exit strategies if something isn't going to work. So I've had to get myself out of some really bad deals I shouldn't have agreed to. You know, the legal battle, I signed documents that I should never have signed. And I still believe I signed them in a state of duress. But I'm not going to do anything about it because I don't seek justice in man's court. I seek justice from divine court. And divine court knows what went down. So I was forced to sign documents that put me in a financial hardship. And I shouldn't have signed them, but it seemed like the closest way to do things. When I left that other place, I had to get myself out of another bad deal. So when you get yourself into bad deals, a CEO doesn't go, oh, well, we signed this deal, we're stuck with it. A CEO goes, no, find me the loophole. Find me the way to renegotiate. Find me the exit strategy and make it happen. That's what the CEO does. So I've been practicing with this test of the CEO hat for a while now. And all of it is preparing me for one day I will be a CEO of my own company. You know, if Martha Stewart can build her business at the age of, I think she was 55. I could be wrong. So same with Louise Hay, J.K. Rowling, all of these women that I greatly admire didn't start until later in their life. And so I'm starting later in my life with a new mission. And I need to be strong enough to negotiate what's going to work for me and what I not just let people just walk right all over me and take advantage of me and manipulate me. And, you know, no. So being very vigilant, it has worked for me because I'm now very observant in everything. And I can go, okay, I see a flag. Whoa, I'm getting off this fucking road. This road has got flags. No, I don't ignore flags anymore. And nor should you. Those are the not quite flags. And maybe they're even like not fully red. Maybe they're just slight rosy color. Unless they be green or unless you're colorblind, in which case get yourself some of those cool glasses that they have for people who are colorblind. Do not stay stuck making the same mistake over and over and over again, suffering when there's always an exit strategy. So I don't know where I'm going next. The divine is, that's on them. I've contacted the rental agency department of God. Hello, God. Yes, could you please find me new accommodations starting in the new year? Because this isn't going to work after all. So I'm here for a couple of months. I'm happy about that. And then God's going to find me new accommodations of where I need to go. And I surrender to that. So surrender does not mean, placate. People please, accept ill treatment, suffer. That's not what surrender means. Surrender means I accept that this is not quite. I accept it for what it is. That's what surrendering is like I'm seeing it for what it is. I surrender to reality. And now I'm going to make the appropriate action steps and the appropriate prayers and contact the appropriate departments to navigate my way into the next. So we are going to be doing a little bit of this energetically as we shift and change and adapt and things don't go according to schedule, there's delays. I don't get my car now until Friday. That's fine. delay. I can handle that. There's going to be new information that comes in that alters our perception on situations. And then we're like, yeah, no, this isn't going to work after all. Even though it's so hopeful. Oh, it had such potential. Oh, yeah, all of those things. Grieve them, process them, because we're getting good at our emotions. So we can process things, and then we can like move to making appropriate action steps to get us closer to what is in alignment so we can thrive. You know, I'm learning. I'm in the learning phase of this whole co-creation thing. So some of my creations are a little deformed. They're not exactly perfect little mini Ryan Reynolds statues. You know, that'd be cool. They look a little deformed, and so I need to like get back to the drawing board and get a little bit more specific and a little bit more clear of what it is I want. You know, I'm gonna put a little kilt over here on this little manifestation of my my divine partner. Please send him with a kilt. That'd be fun. You know, some natural knowledge, that'd be great. My ideal card, is it going to be this color? Is it going to be that color? No, okay, yeah, I'm going to adapt. I'm going to change my living situation. I'm going to adapt. I'm going to change. I think the energies are forcing us right now into adaptation. Faster adaptation, faster discernment, faster surrender to the shifts and changes. Like whitewater rafting, we gotta like go with the flow, and sometimes the flow be slow and requires patience, and sometimes the flow be fast, and we could risk banging our head and knocking ourselves out. And so a lot of people right now are in an energy where they feel completely confused on what's coming next. I have zero knowledge of what's coming next. Zero itineraries have been sent out, despite my like contacting the admin office. Hello, could you please send me an updated itinerary of what is happening at the Mass Awakening and my soul tribe, please? The black sheeps are wandering around and scattered and confused. And this, I'm sorry, that information is not available at this time. Please call back and try again. Please call back and try again. Yeah, that's all I'm getting lately from Spirit, is a lot of please call back and try again. So there's a disconnection that a lot of people are sitting in. There's a, where do I belong? Where's my home? Where's my my mission? Where's my man? Where's my woman? Where's my divine partnership? Where's my purpose? Where's my home? Where's my... Well, we're practicing. We're in practice class. This is playtime. So play a little bit with your manifestations, and when you identify it's a not quite, ball it back up and go, yeah, no, that's not going to work for me. Let's try again. This time we're going to make it look a little bit more, I don't know, whatever it is. We're not where we're meant to be yet. We are where we're supposed to be right now, but this isn't the end point. There's a little bit more moving around that's required, and it's a little bit cuckoo for the old noggin, and it's a little overwhelming to the inner child. So if your inner child is struggling right now, please hop on to the Meditations with B playlist, and there is a Meditations with Affirmations talking to your inner child to give you some like remothering. I would love to mother you and just hold you and comfort you. Now I can't reach out through the screen and hold and comfort all of you, but you can hear my words that can be comforted as the emotions are fluctuating and going up and down and all around. And, you know, the Schumann's resonance is doing everything and anything and shaking the world, and weather patterns are going cuckoo, and the astrology is all kinds of squeezing. Squeeze. We're getting squeezed. You getting squeezed? You don't know what's going on? Yeah, none of us do. So be happy in the knowledge that if it's all kinds of crazy, you're exactly in the right place and you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. I gotcha. If you want some extra support through all these shifting energies, and it's going to be bumpy, okay? I've said this for a long time. It's going to be bumpy for the next couple of months. You know, get us into spring of next year and things are going to look a lot different. A lot different. So they are, because the shifts are happening so quickly. Join the Spiritual Warrior Support Group Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. If that time doesn't work for you, I can reopen the Friday's time slot. So just get in touch with me and say, yo, I want a meeting Friday, noon. Can I have one? And I'll be like, sure, yeah. Even if it's just you, I'll meet with you. No problem. If you want a one-on-one to help navigate through some more delicate situations, because people are getting challenged with every which way, where they're living, where they're working, who they're with, and what family they're associating with, then please feel free to reach out and book an appointment with me. All my services are by donation, and I look forward to working with you. I thank you very kindly for the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, the supers, the donations, the comments, most of all the comments. Comments, I love my comments. So thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you. I'm in a buzzy energy tonight. Tomorrow I could be on the floor bawling my eyes out crying again. Who knows? Hell, in an hour I could be that. So the energy feels a little bit chaotic. And that's okay. That's okay. We're going through like a conscious awakening. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody. No book did I read that said spiritual awakenings were going to be easy. But you are not alone, even if you were on your own. Okay? We are a community and there's people here for you. And I am one of them. I'm sending everybody out there my absolute love and compassion and understanding of what you are going through. And with that all said, peace. Peace in.